This video addresses the prophecy of the 3 days of darkness, including the origins, biblical support, and an interesting link to Mormonism. The prophecy is most famously associated with Blessed Anna Maria Taigi, an Italian mystic from the early 19th century who described an intense darkness covering the earth with only blessed candles providing light. Those leaving their homes or looking outside during the event would perish, and demons would roam freely. Despite its popularity, the Catholic Church has never officially included the 3 days of darkness in its doctrine, and it remains part of unofficial private revelation rather than established dogma. The prophecy spread throughout Catholic devotional and mystic circles due to widespread retelling by lay visionaries, publications, and the popularity of Anna Maria Taigi's beatified status. Apocalyptic symbolism of the 3 days of darkness prophecy echoes biblical plagues and passages in Exodus and the book of Revelation, though neither directly supports the 3 days of prophecy specifics. People who believe in the 3-day prophecy sometimes use these passages, such as Exodus 10:22, where it says, "So Moses reached out with his hand toward the sky, and there was thick darkness in all the land of Egypt for 3 days." Or Revelation 6:12, where it says, "I watched as he opened the sixth seal. There was a great earthquake. The sun turned black like sackcloth made of goat hair, and the whole moon turned blood red." What about beeswax candles? Church liturgical law historically required altar candles to be made of a significant proportion of beeswax, further cementing the connection between beeswax and spiritual symbolism. Academic theological commentary notes that this detail reflects the symbolic association of beeswax with Christ's purity and the long-standing Catholic practice of blessing beeswax candles, but this still ultimately traces back to private mystical sources rather than established doctrine or biblical precedents. The belief that only beeswax candles would provide light during the prophesied 3 days of darkness originates from specific Catholic private revelations given to mystics, most notably Marie Julie Jahenny in the late 19th century. Jahenny claimed that during the 3 days of supernatural darkness, no artificial light source, neither electric nor regular paraffin or tallow candles would work, but that blessed beeswax candles alone would give light. A similar 3 days of darkness appears in the Book of Mormon, but its context and meaning are distinct from Catholic tradition. In the Book of Mormon, this event is described as a literal period of intense darkness lasting for 3 days, occurring in the Americas at the time of Jesus Christ's crucifixion as a sign that he had died. 3 Nephi, following devastating earthquakes and storms, a thick vapor of darkness covered the land so complete that no fire or light could be kindled, lasting for 3 days. There is no definitive archaeological evidence directly verifying that the 3 days of darkness described in 3 Nephi occurred as a historical event, but several scientific studies indicate that the Book of Mormon's account matches known natural phenomena, specifically volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Many geologists and scholars have pointed out that the details described, such as thick darkness, inability to light fires, intense lightning, and continued seismic activity, are consistent with the effects of a large volcanic eruption, occurring alongside massive earthquakes. Luke 23:44 describes 3 hours of darkness covering the land after the crucifixion. It was now about the 6th hour, and darkness came over the entire land until the 9th hour, because the sun stopped shining and the veil of the temple was torn in two. To be fair, both accounts occurred on opposite sides of the globe, and they were recorded 2,000 years apart. So what's the verdict? Are we going to have 3 days of darkness? It's certainly possible, but is it biblical? No.